Forgot what we were talking about.
Testicles, radiation, iPhones,
radiated balls,
women's wombs.
women's wounds.
That's right, you heard me. And Seb say it. France are banning the iPhone 12.
Yes, they are.
iPhone 12.
Who's still got an iPhone 12? Well,
2020 that came out.
yeah.
We're on the iPhone 15 now.
That's just come out on that 15.
Why is it taking France so long to ban an iPhone 12 that's... I don't know if people are still buying them. I imagine companies do.
Do you reckon it's an issue with the fact iPhone 12 has always had this level of radiation, or it's a fault in the model that over time they produce more? It's not
what
really...
you're saying that the quality of it,
Yeah, I'm saying
as
that,
we go getting newer models of that iPhone 12.
I'm saying that when they first come out, they might not produce as much radiation, but as they've gotten older, they don't age as well as the other ones, and maybe leak out more.
Good point.
For some reason, it does not clear which way it goes.
But who picks this up?
Yeah, that's a good point. Surely this stuff is tested by someone, right? Early
That's
on.
what I was under the impression of. I was under the impression that every phone, everything gets tested. Everything gets tested in the world, doesn't it, before it gets sold as a consumer?
Yeah.
And obviously, years ago, like you said, your dad said, you're not having a phone, you'll get cancer.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, he
You'll
goes...
get cancer and die.
I was like, oh, can I have a phone? And he goes, no, you can't have it. It'll give you brain cancer and you'll die. And I'm like, but you've got one. And he's like, yeah, I'm an adult. Cool, Dad, thanks.
Yeah, I just won't get brain cancer. I'll just get cancer somewhere else.
Oh, no, that's what he said to me. He said it's only kids that get it from phones. And as a kid, I was like, oh, wow. Thanks for the knowledge.
Go to Great Ormond Street and explain that then.
Literally.
Fucking scientist.
Anyway.
But this is, we tried to put it in the search engine on Google and what is the average radiation that's emitted from a mobile phone? Google come up with very low levels.
Very low levels.
Thank you, woke Google. But yeah, so France, why is it taking you so long? Like you said, and how's this been tested?
Yeah, I'd be quite interested.
Do we need to be aware of the new phones or something?
Yeah.
And what levels are they giving off?
Why is it only iPhone 12 as well?
Why is it iPhone 12?
Was
there something going on in 2020 we don't know about?
The 10 and the 11.
Is that like when there was COVID?
Yeah.
So did you think they just forgot to do the radiation testing and
Maybe.
just sell the material out?
Maybe there's more radiation in there because that's how Bill Gates was giving us all COVID.
Bill Gates. That's tinfoil hat.
That's real tin. I should have put the hat on.
You are putting the hat on.
Put the hat on.
It might not fit your head.
There we go.
That's it. Now you got to say it again.
In 2020, Bill Gates gave us COVID with iPhone 12 radiation.
He is awoken. Not woke, awoke.
Awoken.
Awoke. Was it called Awake? Awaken.
Awake.
Oh, something like that. But yeah, fucking, how long has this taken them to figure this out?
Yeah.
What about the new iPhones? I think it said the Motorola gives off quite a lot as well.
Motorola gives off almost, was it twice as much or extra?
Twice as much.
Quite
but
a lot.
It said ear.
I mean, it's obviously quite a small amount anyway. But
what's that, ear radiation? It said something about ear. So and it only I don't understand all of it. I thought this stuff was tested to. We all knew that everything gives off radiation in the house. Everything in the household, even your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, everything gives off some radiation.
But is it sitting like in a microwave?
Yeah.
Because this has just reminded me right now. Because obviously every man puts his phone in his right pocket or left pocket, wherever you got. Maybe France put their left. Now I feel like Stan's dad in South Park, Randy, when he puts his balls in the microwave, and I've got to walk around with a wheelbarrow. Am I going to have to do this?
Does make
Is France onto something? Are my testicles going to get big?
I'm wondering if France are doing this because they've maybe lowered their legal limit of how much radiation it can give off. So now that just automatically bans the iPhone 12. But it's not immediately clear how this has come about.
You're onto something.
It's not clear how it's come about, really, from what we can see. But
I thought they'd be the same levels as all models.
You would think so, right? Because realistically, as we all know, the hardware doesn't change that much from iPhone to iPhone.
No, you just change a button or...
I mean, I'm sure... Have you seen the memes about the iPhone 15?
It looks no different.
And the memes are a whole year of development. They've made it 1 gram lighter. Good job.
And it's got a USB-C charger.
Yeah.
But it won't have the same data level as the Lightning had.
Yeah.
Is that trying to say Lightning was better?
Yeah, they don't like the fact it's USB-C.
It's too late. It's too late. I'm amazed at how the EU had so much of a pull over that, considering it's an American design phone and then it's built in China.
Yeah, that is amazing. But I guess it's like if you don't do it, you can't sell it here. So it's like a massive part of the market they lose out on, I guess.
But then haven't China stopped selling the iPhone?
I'm not sure of it.
No.
No.
They've stopped people having iPhones.
Still make it though.
They still make. That's what I'm baffled about. Is because they think it's going to spy on their nation because like America did the same thing with Huawei.
But the funniest thing is, China spy on their own nation.
China will spy on their own nation for jaywalking.
They spy on their own people.
They spy on their own people for jaywalking. So like, is this something because like it says it on the back of every iPhone? I don't know why it fucking still says it. Designed in California, USA, assembled in China. Is it China's way? And hear me out.
We're about to go down a conspiracy theory.
We're going down a conspiracy theory here now. The CIA and the
going
FBI.
down the rabbit hole.
This rabbit hole's getting deeper. Is it China's way of trying to fight France? not France. I mean, France have picked up on it, haven't they? I mean, like, the iPhone 12. I mean, so will we follow? Like, is this like a...
I mean, you went so far down the rabbit hole that I got lost.
You got lost. I got lost. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, is this something that during COVID, someone's done something, they've fucked up. They've made these hand models. I mean, where's the radiation coming from? Does it come from the chip? Does it come from the battery?
Yeah,
Does it come from the cellular part? You know, where
it's hard to know.
Where it gets signal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not immediately clear, is it? Like, what's why they're banning it.
I mean, why radiation? Why can't it just be like the Samsung, where it just like kind of like blew up, set fire to your house?
Samsung's loved a bit of that explosion.
Loved a good old battery flare up, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. I'll tell you what, we're going to do that. We're going to look into this.
Yeah, so there's quite an interesting piece there that the France's scientific advisor says that the levels from an iPhone 12 are much lower than they would be thought to cause any harm. So even though the iPhone 12...
What does he mean by that, though?
So like the iPhone 12, he's saying basically it doesn't produce enough radiation to actually hurt anyone, but they're banning it anyway, which seems like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I think something's...
Do you reckon this is like a...
I think this is a fight back at something, isn't it?
I think it's a smokescreen for something else.
I think it's because they know that they're spying on things. Because it goes back to government phones in this country are not allowed to have access to social media.
Yeah.
Government phones that obviously employees have. So, because they thought things were spying. They think apps are spying on people.
Yes, it does. I do kind of agree a little bit that maybe this is some sort of smokescreen so that they can... Maybe there's something to... maybe there's some piece of hardware on an iPhone 12 that France can't, I don't know, hack into or spy on or whatever. So they're kind of using this radiation thing as a smokescreen to kind of get these things off the market in the country. Who knows?
Well, I've got the iPhone...
You're on the 13,
13 Pro, right? It says here, how do I check my radiation levels? Okay, so do a little tutorial.
Little tutorial level.
So go to your settings app, general, and then it's got a thing called legal and... Is that regulator?
Legal and regulatory.
There we go, regulatory. And then we've got a thing called RF exposure. And then it should give you a page like that. And it's full of information.
Well, how your phone's giving you cancer.
And it's got what's called a SAR values for this device are available at www.apple legal information. And it gives you basically what you have as a PDF, downloadable report. So the SAR limit is 1.6 watts per kilogram in countries that set the limit average over 1 gram of tissue, and 2 watts per kilogram in countries that set the limit average over 10 grams of tissue. So there's lots of things on here, and then obviously the SAR limit, head 1.2, body 1.19. So it gives you the limitation, right, of what. So if you hold it by your head, you get like 0.01 of an extra exposure.
Literally.
You will get brain cancer.
You will get brain cancer. So if you kept your phone strapped to your head for like a year, do you reckon then it would do some damage?
I want to know now, the old days with the old ring dial phone.
Yeah.
Did that have radiation in there as well?
I think that thing had
Or
barely any electrics in it.
Hello? Did that have... What's going on?
It does make you wonder
What
why.
has France done? What if it's hardly
weird.
if it's hardly any... Could someone from France please explain?
It would be good to know why they're doing this. I mean, they've obviously said the levels are low enough that they don't cause any harm anyway, so why are they banning it? France, why are you banning it? Tell us, please.
So it breaches its exposure limits, but the iPhone, when it would have been, it would have passed.
It would have passed when it first came out, yeah. So have they lowered the limits? It doesn't seem like they have, from what we can see. So why is it now suddenly breaching the limits? Is it because as they get older, they produce more radiation, which sounds dangerous?
But to the point where it's like a Chernobyl reactor.
Yeah, you live it for like 16 years, and it's just like...
Open your side drawer after 10 years because you've got
like,
loads of iPhones just glowing like
just
fuck.
glowing
It's
red
like a uranium bloody... It's like a... What do they call those things? Fuel rod.
Oh, like a uranium rod or whatever.
Just like when Homer Simpson gets in his back. Just...
Yeah.
Yeah, like why that iPhone? Why not the other iPhones?
I'd be very interested to know that as well.
That's why I've put in the woke Google into our woke search engine. It hasn't come up with anything.
No?
Because it's probably too woke. Probably doesn't want to... But yeah, so I want to know what iPhone's response is to this, because obviously iPhone or Apple, they're going to obviously have to come forward and say, well, actually, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And if this just, it doesn't meet the European standards, it says the European standards limits, who's next? Not Japan. Germany. I said Japan. Brain fart. Germany. Spain, you know, obviously we're not part of the EU anymore, but we do fall under some of those.
It kind of makes me wonder if the reason it's the 12 is because I would assume you can't buy anything lower than a 12 in Europe anymore.
No.
So you would think they can't ban the 11 because they can't be sold, or they're not sold. I assume if you've already got a 12, it doesn't affect you. It's just purchasing a new 12. I mean, who's buying a 12 anyway?
Could you imagine they're doing a roundup on iPhone 12?
Yeah, just knocking on your door, you got a 12.
We need it now.
Have you seen those videos of people in China when, like, if they've got COVID or, you know, stuff like that, like, people will go to their doors in, like, full hazmat and forcibly take them away? Have you seen those videos?
Do that with the iPhone 12.
Yeah, if you've got an iPhone 12, they just come to your door.
There'd be like two guys in those big like radiation suits.
Yeah.
And then there'd be a guy behind with like a little like trolley jack with a massive radiation barrel.
Chamber.
And they open it up and they chuck it in there and they seal it and they go, we got another one. And then they run away.
Maybe that's what they do.
Run away into the back of a truck.
Yeah, just speed off.
We got one and we pick it up and they go around the streets going, oh, they got an iPhone 12, breach that building. They get
Kicking the door in.
coming through your roof and all that. Like, what's
Like SWAT coming in on.
What's the process now? Like, because a lot of people don't know this, but you do have like radiation detectors in certain locations. They're all around like cities and everything.
Yeah,
they do pick this shit up.
Yeah.
So obviously, like when little Timmy's in his back garden and he makes a full-grown nuclear reactor, they can pick that shit up. It's like that. Sorry, someone's come up on the map. That's what's going to happen with these.
Everyone's like hotspots glowing on the map.
Does
like
that mean
iPhone 12
that
are
they
going
could
nuclear?
put two crocodile clips, positive and negative, onto it, and they could run like a nuclear reactor off these iPhones? Like, getting stupid. But yeah, come on. I want to see what Apple's response is to this, because it was obviously safe at the time.
Yeah.
And now we're like 3 years down the line and it's not safe no more. It's breaching standards. Even though that guy said it's not going to do any harm to you.
No. So why are the limits that low?